Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
This is the setup for the solo play of the Dungeon Lords game. I'm going to be playing the green player, and when you read the solo rules they say you should play red and this one should be yellow. Just they describe it in such a way to make it easier to understand, but seeing it visually you should understand it just fine. Green's always my color when possible, so I'm setting up the green board here. So I set it up normally. These are the two cards I chose randomly to be my inaccessible cards. Otherwise I have 3 imps, 3 food, 3 money, and my 3 minions. The blue player, red player, and yellow player are all 3 of the dummy players. You just set them up like you would any other dummy player for any other game. So these are the cards which are randomly chosen for each of them to be the inaccessible cards. It's going to help me with my planning. And then these are their decks, their minions, and so on. Board is all set up. I just have to finish setting up the thing here. I have laid out the tiles down here. I've randomized those. I just need to put out the heroes and get things started. Now, one thing that should be noted when setting up the board is the evil meter. What you do for the evil meters, you're choosing, it doesn't matter which player is which here. I mean, it really doesn't. But you count for the 3rd space, you put one in between the 3rd and the 4th space, one in between the 5th and the 6th space, and one just halfway onto the paladin space here. Putting them the halfway makes it easy to know when you are above or below them. So because there's no first player tokens to say who is the nicer player, then you're either below them or above them because they are halfway in between those lines. And they will get the appropriate heroes or adventurers coming down for those things. And I, of course, start off at the proper spot. So these are what's coming down for us now. We have a wizard, a thief, a worse wizard, and a barbarian fighter. And then you see we're going to be getting taxed for our tunnels in the first section here. So this would actually be here now, and I have to put out a couple of rooms actually. I think let's put some rooms down. So we are having a digging room. Pardon me, I forget all the proper official names. And then we have a trap room. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. You put 4 imps in there and you get a free trap card. But it has to be in the perimeter, so you really want to dig some tunnels first because otherwise the heroes are going to kill it the first time they come in. So that is something to think about. That is definitely my plans. And looking at my thing here, yes, I am able to get tunnels dug this turn, so I think I might do that. All right, let me pause this. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to pause it because what's going to happen, so I'm going to be putting 3 cards down for my turn. And every turn I'll put down, we're going to put all the cards down for the blue player right now. So this is what we're going to do. So the blue player will be doing that first, getting a monster, then they'll be going to the rooms, and then they will be going for imps. So they put all their cards down. Now I'm going to choose a card and I'm going to put it into any one of these 3 slots that I choose, keeping in mind the knowledge that I have of what the other players are going to be unavailable to do, and now knowing completely what the blue player is going to do. I can start to make some educated choices and a little bit of risk taking in terms of, without knowing that the room's there. So I'll be paying a gold for a room, but at least now I know I'm getting one of those rooms I want if I want that trap room, right? Because that will be, because if I went first and 2 other, well, this player can't get a room, so it's just up to this player if they're getting a room. And I'll have to look too at what the rules say, whether they go, I think they go from left to right. So even if the other player goes last and gets the room, they will, I think they'll take that room before they take that one. So I think I'm pretty secure to get that room. All right, so let me give this a think and I'll set up my card. All right, I just clarified the rules on a couple things here to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. So when the dummy players are picking theirs, they are going from right to left. So I really want that room. I mean, that room's not terrible, but I'd prefer that room. So I'm have to think carefully about that. So what I did is I'm putting it here because when these players execute. So we'll be going from left to right on our boards. They'll execute all their first orders first, and I go last. And they'll execute all their second orders, and then I go last. They execute all their third orders, and I go last. I know this player's already got one down here. I know that player already has one inaccessible, so I am fine to go third. And wherever this player goes now, it doesn't matter where they go with theirs. If they put the room down, I know that I will get the third spot, and then I will therefore get the room that I want. So I'm good there. So now that I placed my one card here, I am now going to place all the red players' cards, like so. Gold, tunnels, and then, yeah, they did it. They put the room down there. So they will be getting the second spot. So this player will actually, well, not that they don't take anything for real, but that was a good choice by me. So now I'm going to put down my next card. So now I need tunnels, and tunnels, the second tunnels are the best, but again, this player might take a tunnel. Yeah, I think I'm going to put something else in the first spot. Let me give it a think. So I decided to put my tunnel card into there. It means I will be guaranteed at least second place because they'll be putting theirs into the first place unless this one goes into the first or second here. But there's no saying they'll even put their tunnel card down at all. So I'm thinking with this thing coming up here, I'm definitely going to need gold, and to be getting this one here, I don't even start with 4 imps, so I'm going to be getting imps. But of course, those are the two that are inaccessible to me this turn, so I can't get either. So that's not good. But we're going to, yeah, so what I went for is digging those tunnels, and then I'll decide on the last one once I have an understanding of what they're doing. Oh, and one thing else I added here, I forgot to put up the monsters. So we have a troll, a ghost, which isn't a monster, and a slime available, and they're going to be taking food. So this is going to be a lot of different things to think about. Like they want a lot of food, and so that's going to, again, have to start considering the food. But maybe I'll go for that ghost. I do like that ghost. All right. And let's see what the yellow player brings out. So they're doing imps. Yeah, they are doing the tunnels there, so that sucks for me. And then the thing, it sucks for me because now I'm going to be on the last spot, which means I'm going to have to use one of my 2 imps as a foreman, and then 2 imps will dig. So I would have liked to have used all 3 imps for digging, but that also means 1 more gold I'll be paying with the taxes, but it's just more efficient. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so now that those are all out, I have to decide my last card, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the turn. So for my final order, I am placing a monster thing here. Now, they say ignore this coin here when you're playing your early games, but I have no excuses at this point. I played this game enough times to know what I'm doing. So I will have to pay a gold in order to take a monster. This is because having it here, I have to be the one throwing the party. I have to contribute to the party to attract the monsters, so therefore it costs money. So let's do this now. So this player is going first, and they're going to go to the monster space. So they go there. Oh, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. So they go to the monster space there. So they go onto the number 1 space on the monster. Then the next player is going onto the gold. So they go onto the gold here, and the next player goes to the imps. I am always last, so I'll take one of my minions here, and I'll go to the monster space. So I go to the second space. And next one we're looking at is the room, so this one's going to the room. And then this one is going to the tunnels. And then this one's going to the tunnels. And then I am going to the tunnels. Then the last one's going to the imps. And that one's going to the rooms. And then yellow is going to the traps. Pardon the glare. I have been trying to figure out how to diffuse some of the lighting in here. but I don't have all the fancy lighting equipment. And then I too will go to the rooms. Okay, so that is the setups. So I will pay my 1 gold for the monsters, and now we will start to activate. So really what I'll do at this point is I'll just remove all the yellow and red, yellow, red, and blue, and get back to what I'm doing. So these are where my 3 minions have ended up here. Now what's important to note is that I removed the other players because they couldn't affect any of my choices. Where there was things to be chosen, like rooms or monsters, I was the first choice. Like remember with these ones, you're looking from the length of the line, it goes from smallest to biggest, so it goes from top to bottom. And here it also goes top to bottom, where everywhere else it goes bottom, bottom to top, and everywhere else it goes top to bottom. So I was getting the first choice on room, I'm getting the first choice of monster, and then digging my own tunnels so they can't stop me anywhere there. So choosing the, now you always start from the top here and go across and then go across. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to be getting my tunnels. So I'm having 3 imps digging tunnels. Oh, I didn't put my tunnels down. Hold on a second. Ta-da, there they are. So now I have 1 imp has to stand by and watch as a supervisor, as declared by that 3rd space on the tunneling board. So it shows that 1 imp has to stand by while the others do the digging. They have the pickaxes underneath. So I only have 3 imps. So one is watching these ones dig. So he's going to stand over here and watch as these ones dig. And so each imp can dig a tunnel. So I'm going to dig there, and I'll dig there. So that's now. What's important is I need to make sure I'm getting at least 3 money next time. So if I don't get 3 money, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I only have 2 money left. I need at least 3, otherwise I'm going to be in trouble for the taxes on the tunnels. So you know what? I'm actually only going to dig 1 tunnel. I want to be careful. That's really a waste. I can save one imp behind that does nothing. But if I let's see, so that one's not going to have money available. Only one's not going to have money available. Chances, you know what? I'm going to dig the second one. It's just more efficient to dig as many as you can. So I'm going to dig there because I can just put my money card last and really hope that I don't get dinged by not having enough money, because all I need is at least the 2nd spot. 3rd spot will even work for me. It just means it's another turn where I can't use my trap card, but is what it is. And then I also have to be careful about getting imps, and yeah, so I should be able to get food for an imp at least. All right, so let's move on. So I've done my tunnels, so this one can come back, my player board. Now up to, nothing there, and then the next one is here, so I'm choosing a monster, so I will choose the ghost. The ghost comes into my waiting room there. And I pay an evil, so I go up 1 space on the evil meter. So I'm just underneath the yellow player now. Get a little more evil. And then I choose my room. Oh, look at that, you have to pay 1 gold for the room too. So yeah, I'm really in trouble. Well, I guess no harm, no foul. I'm going to have to give up that tunnel now and take 1 imp back, because I'm going to need to make sure. It's just too risky now about those taxes coming up that came at a bad time. Okay, but anyway, so I got my trap room. In the trap room, it shows it has to go on the perimeter somewhere, and shown by the other spaces. So I'm going to put it here. So you replace a tunnel with a room. So that one's gone there. Okay, and now that's set up. Okay. And that's it for my turn. So let's look at what the tracker says here. So we've laid the cards. we imps go to rooms, but I don't have any imps who can go to the room. Pet cards, but we're not playing with pet cards in this one. I'm going to keep it a little simpler. And then all the imps return home. So all my imps here return back to base. And now we're putting down the next set of things. Okay, so we reveal, so 2 new rooms. So we're going to have the magic room, where 2 imps go in with a food, and lo and behold, a baby imp comes out. Like, what? How does that happen? Magic. And then we have the mint. Well, you're getting money. You're putting 3 imps in there, you're getting money. Unfortunately, with my thing here, I like that room where you get the free imps, but I'm not going to be having that accessible to me. So yeah, so these are all going to clear off, and these come up. These are coming off. These come up. These are coming off, and these come up. And these will be shuffled into their deck, ready for the next round. And then for me, these come off. These 2 go up, but the monster one comes back. All right. So I got away from myself there. So the rooms went down. Now we need to put the monsters down. So 3 new monsters are coming out. So now we're going to have a goblin, a slime, and a cockatrice. Then we reveal the next event thing here, which will be an event card. And the event card is for dungeons in developing countries. Each player simultaneously and secretly takes a... Okay, well that doesn't really work in a solo game. Impatient Heroes. When assigning adventurers this round, whoever gets a bard or priest gains 2 evil. Whoever gets a wizard or thief gives up 2 things of his choice. Whoever gets a warrior has the nearest dog and loses 1 evil. Wowzers. That's not much good. Okay, and then there's the heroes. 4 more heroes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's. So I am playing with the bards. The bard is a bit darker. So put that one there. The thief is the darkest. So it goes there. All right. So those are the next round of heroes coming in. So now this moves forward, and we're on to the set orders phase. So let me just shuffle up these cards for these dummy players, and we'll get going. So their cards are all shuffled. The blue player puts all 3 down, doing traps, tunnels, and food. Now, traps is interesting because they'll be going first. If I can get into that second spot, I will get a free trap. But the problem is if I don't get the second spot, well, I know that this player can't get any traps. So maybe I'll wait and see, leave my first space open and see if I can, what the red player does. And then once the red players put in their things, then I'll have perfect knowledge of their traps, because I cannot afford to be digging any. No. See, now what I'm looking at is this player didn't take any gold. I really am hoping that player takes gold so I can get at least 3 gold this turn. All right, let's see what I can do. Well, I know what I'm doing. It's a no-brainer. Gold. And I'm putting it here as last as possible because I want to make sure that I am going to be getting as much gold as I can. Okay, so we can just jump straight into the red player now. So they're doing food, reputation. Now their reputation will never change. Theirs is fixed. So and then they have traps there. Okay, so now that I know they have traps there, I can safely take traps at another spot and not worrying about having to pay a gold. Perfect. So I'm putting my trap card in the second spot. That will still give me the second spot because the red player won't take it till the third spot. And they will be paying 2 gold for that one, or theoretically, I'll pay nothing. So my last thing I really need is imps. Not need, but I would like imps. But unfortunately, that player can't get imps. I was hoping one of these two, well, I guess I was hoping red player would take imps somewhere so I could get the better deal on the imps, but not to be. So let's see what the yellow player is doing. Yellow player is doing food, room, and reputation. Well, I said I know I wanted imps, but I just realized here that these two players are doing food in the first column there, in their first minion. So what that means, I have my first base. I think I'm going to put food there for the simple reason is it's going to give me 2 evil because I'll be in the third space, but it's also going to give me 3 food and 1 gold, and right now gold is so precious to me. So the 2 evil is going to put me above the yellow player, which means I'm looking at being the second most evil, which will be giving me a wizard, no, a thief and a priest. I can deal with that. I can definitely deal with that. So that works for me completely. That's perfect. Nice. I really think I made a big mistake on that first turn with that getting that monster thing put in that one spot. But is what it is. You learn from your mistakes. On we go. So with everybody having placed all the cards, everybody, I'm going to start here. So blue player goes onto the trap space here, and red player goes onto the food space here, and yellow player also goes onto the food space, and then I'm going onto the food space. And then blue player is going on the tunnels. Red player is going on the reputation. So I'd forgotten to do the big reveal here. I have a pendulum. So the second adventurer, so first, second, third, fourth adventures will take 3 damage. If I use it in my second year, they'll take 4 damage. And I can leave that face up. I don't need to hide that from anybody. So just remember, I have a pendulum. All right, so that is done. So now we're going to come up here. So we have done our orders. Imps will go to their rooms and do their stuff. I've already reset the cards and everything, but I could send imps out. Well, imps, I have 1 imp I could send out to do something, but it would take 4 to do something in a room here, so I still can't do anything there. I do need to get some imps. That's a priority now for me. Okay, so that's done. Those imps are actually going to come back now, so I'm just going to do that now, because that would be the next thing here is you reset those things. Well, I guess it actually happens over here, but I did it a little prematurely. So for every tunnel, every room, I'm paying one gold. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have 5 gold. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 gold goes in. So if I'd known about that food thing, but I couldn't count on that. I couldn't rely on that. So I have 1 gold left over. Still good. All good. So that is done. We skip over that now, straight to there, and that is going to be an adventure coming down. So the first adventure. So now we look at, only I'm actually getting an adventure. Oh, and I actually didn't go up 2 evil for my actions in obtaining that food. What this means is I was told there was no more food because the first person had bought it all, so I burned down their houses, took their money and their whatever food they had in their houses. That's why I gained 2 evil. So I'm up there. So I'm getting the second most powerful hero. So this is the first 4 here, and then this is the second 4 here. So I'm getting this thief right now because only the first one is coming. So the thief comes, and we'll go into the spot here. So This larger spot is reserved for the paladin. So the thief will go here. If a warrior comes in, the warrior will push the thief back, but for now the thief stays there. And the thief is going to take away 2 points of damage from the trap. So my pendulum will only do 1 point of damage with the thief around. So can't necessarily rely too much on traps now that I have a thief there. And I bought a trap room too. Yay. So this is where the imps would actually come back. I got a little ahead of myself here. So new rooms are coming in. So the new rooms, we have a souvenir shop or something like that, where the imps are selling, and it goes at the front of the dungeon. So that goes here. And then the second room is a publicity place where 3 imps can gain me 1 positive reputation if I should so choose. Okay, so now if I go up too much higher, if I go up 2 or more, I'm going to attract the attention of the paladin, who is a pretty nasty piece of work. Worth a lot of points though, so I might want to see what I can do about that. So anyway, so we got the rooms down. Now we're going to get some monsters in there. So we have a witch. Now a witch can do 4 points of damage to 1 character or 1 to 2 characters. The first. And then a vampire. Vampire gives me 2 evil. Does 3, or can do 2 and then come back and fight again in a future round. And then, but cannot fight the priests. I don't think they can fight the paladin either, but I can clarify that if I get the vampire. It's been a while. And then a second witch. So 2 witches and a vampire. So really kind of encouraged me to get those evil points up there, because the last thing that's going to be coming up, and this is what gets revealed now, is this one will be down here, and that is where the monsters get all their pay again. So I'll be paying 1 evil for the ghost, any evil for those. So I've got to be careful, because if I don't want that paladin, then I can't afford to be getting too much more evil. But now the paladin can take 5 hits, and the witch and the ghost together could probably do the paladin in. But the ghost cannot attack the first person in line, which would be the paladin, so never mind the ghost. Well, let's see what we can do. Alright, and then we put down the last heroes here. So we have a warrior, a wizard, a priest, and a bard. And yeah, that looks like a good order, because those are the proper things. Now, yeah, those priests could be problematic with all the healing they could do. So I have to make sure I'm killing people. Or okay, so we'll have to see how that's going to work out. It's been a while since I played, so I'm not feeling very confident, but we'll see what I can do. Okay, so that's it for the setup for that round. So everything has been set up according to the iconography here. So now we slide over, and we're going into the orders phase. We'll jump straight into the blue player's orders, because this requires no thought. I've already shuffled these up. So they're doing monsters. Reputation. So I'm trying to avoid that glare there. And then money. So now I'm going to have to place one of my cards. Let me give it some thought as to what I'm going to put down. Okay, so the thought process on this one, I'm putting the reputation one here. I could put it to the second spot, because that's the only spot where it's going to go, and I know I'll be getting the second one, which is going to give me 2 reputation. I'm trying to, because what I'm thinking of here is considering this impatient heroes. I am going to gear up for the paladin, but I just don't want the warrior right now. I think I prefer the priest. The priest is going to give me 2 evil, and the evil's fine. The warrior is going to take away one of my tunnels and rooms, which just starts to make a mess of things, as well as minus points. So I'm going to aim for the priest this turn, which means I have to get a bit of reputation. My other cards, which I'm going to choose, will be monsters and imps. And I'm just hoping one of these 2 puts imps in one of their first 2 spots, so that way I can get maximum imps. I want 2 imps, and I'd rather not pay the gold if I could, so I'd rather have the second slot. But let's see what red player does for me. So red player, yay, imps. And then rooms, and then monsters. Okay. Now, yeah, like I said, I don't want to pay that gold for that monster in the first spot, so I am going to put imps there. And that was the thing, is I wanted to try and so imps are going there because now I know I'll be in the second spot, so that's great. Okay. And like I said, I don't want to be putting monsters in the first, so now I'm actually going in the third spot because they took imps in the first spot. Boo. And then monsters, and then tunnels, and then I'm putting monsters in there. Okay, so let's see how this shakes down. So blue is going monsters first, and then imps, and then imps, so 2 imps there, and then for me it's imps. And hey, give me the traffic light. And then we go blue for reputation, yellow for red for rooms, and then yellow for monsters, which means that I am paying a food for my monster, which is unfortunate, but I am getting first choice. And then we're going gold, and red is monsters, which they don't get, tough luck. And then yellow is tunneling. And then I am reputation. So that is the layout of the board. So blue does nothing with theirs. Green, which is me, gets 2 reputation. I improved I guess I gave them a sincere apology for having burnt down their homes, and they accepted my apology. And then yellow goes back, blue goes back, red and yellow go back, and then I am paying a food and a gold, gaining 2 imps. And then we go to the monsters. I have to pay another food. And now I looked it up. Vampires, they say they can't bite the priest, but they don't mind the taste of a paladin. The witch can do 1 spell at 4 damage, or 2 spells of 1 damage to 2 different adventurers, or the 2 to 1 if they really want to, but why not just do the 4? But I guess the 4 with the swords, that has to be on the frontmost adventurer, where the 2 ones, or the 2 on 1, could be to anybody. So that's the difference too. So yeah, so let me give this one a think. So after much deliberation, I've decided to go with the witch. So I'm going to pay 1 food, and I go up 1 evil. I just think that if I do get the paladin, I'm not sure whether I'm going to take the paladin or not, but or like try to avoid the paladin or not. I just think that her 4 strength attack is quite powerful and worthy. So that's me done, and I took everybody else off because they were done with their things. So that is it for the round. So now I'm going to reset everybody's cards and get ready for the next. Getting ahead of myself, because when I move this over, the first thing that we should be doing is putting the imps into the rooms, and I'm excited to say, with my new family members now, I can go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I can put them to work. And I can get free trap, and I get the poisoned meal. Pay 1 food, 2 food the second year. The first adventure takes damage equal to his remaining hit points. Now that is going to be reduced by the thief and the paladin, so that is a tricky prospect. So I might have to keep this for the second year and go for less thieves. But that's a very good one. That's a very powerful one, so love it. Very happy to have that. And going on to the next thing, we're crossing over the event here, which is the impatient heroes, and the heroes are coming down. So I am getting, looking at this here, with the witch, I did go back up, so I am in second. So I am getting the priest that I was planning on. So the priest comes down to me here. I drop an imp on the floor. And with that, the priest is giving me 2 more evil, putting me just under. So if I had gone for the vampire, I'd be guaranteed the paladin. I'd have the paladin right now. But as it is, I'm on the cusp, still deciding. And then all the imps are going to return home, and then we'll start setting up, and you notice there's not going to be any more adventures or anything now or anything else, because everything else has been revealed for the rest of the year. So let me get all that put together. So this is what's come out for the last round here. The monsters are inconsequential because I'm not going to be able to get a monster. But these rooms, this one, you can put 4 imps in there and get a food or reputation. But this one is quite interesting to me. You get an armored imp. Let me just remind myself what the armored imp does. Okay, so what this room is going to do, this is the training room, and I can send an imp in there to train at the end of the turn, and it'll stay there. And now this is going to be the imps can stand. You can always put in 1 per turn or remove 1 per turn. But I mean, at this point, if I put 1 in, he's there for the battle. I would need to put it onto a perimeter room, so I would probably want to dig more tunnels. Any heroes who go in there are going to suffer an extra fatigue for every imp who's in the room at the time, because they're defending and they're making it more difficult for the heroes. Interesting. Definitely a consideration for me. Like I said, I'd need to dig some more tunnels for that, but I can definitely do that. So let me think about that one, and I'll start setting my turn. Well, actually, before I do that, let me just even jump straight here to the blue player. They're getting traps, food, and a room. Okay, so that's good to know, because again, I want to be the last player on the line, because that would be the first room to go. I don't want to go there and get that other room. If I'm getting a room, I want that room only. The red player can't get the room, and that player. So what that means then is I'm going to, I haven't reset my things yet. That goes away, and yeah, those are go up there. So yeah, those ones are there. So that would mean I'm going to then save this last space for a room. I'm not going to put it down yet, because of the, put it down after the yellow player's gone, because if they put a room there, yeah, I don't want to put it earlier, because if they go after me, then they'll take that room first. See, because if they go to the last space, they'll go there, and then it's going to come across. Oh, but I have no more money, so I can't pay for the room. So I would need gold. I would need the room, and I would need tunnels. Those would be the 3 things. So let me think about that. So this is kind of what I'm thinking, is these 4. These are the 3 I think, and I think those are going to be the 3 spots I'm looking at. Golden tunnels, I've only got 5 imps, so I'm only going to be able to do 5 things, and I also want to keep 1, so I'm really only doing 4 imps for those things, because I don't want, I want to make sure I'm saving 1 for the room, and then yeah, so I don't need thing. I really don't want to be wasting imps too on the things there, so I want to get those out fast. Gold is the most important, so I'm just going to put it there. All this means too is I'm not going to get another trap this turn, so that trap card was not the best. That trap room, I got carried away with that. All right, so that's the first one. Let's see what the red player does. They're doing tunnels and reputation and traps. Now I'm sad about the reputation. I haven't got a chance to peek at those battle cards, because I'd like to know what the fatigue levels are, so I can plan my dungeon out better. But it is what it is. Okay, like I said, I think I'm just gonna do that, and then if the room, yeah, the room's going to be available, but yeah, And let's see, so reputation, food, and rooms. So they're going 1, 2 on the rooms. And yeah, so nobody else went imps. So there's really no incentive for me to take imps because I'd be paying 1 for one of the imps. It's very inefficient. So yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with that room. In the last, I'll get the last room. I'll pay 1 of my gold for it, but I am getting a couple gold. Nobody else went for gold. Surprising. And that one didn't go for tunnels, so I can do lots of tunnels and a couple of rooms. But I've got 5 imps. I have to save 1 back, so I'm doing 2 and 2 on the tunnels and the gold. That'll be my my plan. Okay, time to start executing the plan. So we have traps for blue. Traps for blue. We have tunnels for red. Tunnels for red. We have reputation for yellow. Reputation for yellow. And we have gold for green. Gold for green. Then we have food for blue. Food for blue. We have reputation for red. Reputation for red. And no, these never ever move for the dummy players. They stay there regardless of what they do with their turn. And then yellow is taking food, like so. And then I am taking tunnels. Taking a room. Red is taking a trap. Yellow is taking a room. And I planned well, and I'm getting the room that I wanted. Okay. So that works out. So let's start putting. So these are inconsequential. So yellow and blue go back. This is inconsequential. Red does nothing with that, whereas I can build up to 3. I want at least 2. Say 1 back, well, 2 and 2, or do I want to go through? I can go 3 tunnels. Do I want to take advantage of the 3 tunnels? I kind of do. Now, one thing you cannot do with the tunnels is I couldn't build like around like that to have like a square hollow in the middle. So I could build maybe 1 there, just to give the heroes, the good guys, the do-gooders, some place else to go off to before they come over to my training room. Let's see. That means only 1 gold, which is going to go to that thing. Well, it just means I'm going to have to start grabbing gold early in the second year. I don't have any of my traps that require gold. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to build 3 tunnels. 1, 2, and 3. So I dug those tunnels like so, and then that's that one done. We go into the gold, so this one is going into the gold, say just the entrance there. I get 1 gold, which I'm going to be paying right away, so I'll just be on the shortest here. So I paid that 1 gold that I made up here, and I'm taking this room. I'm going to put it right up in here, snuggle it into the corner. Yeah, that's the orders phase, which we just did, and then the imps go to the production rooms, and I'm going to put 1 imp into that room there to train, just in case I see an opportunity to maybe take out these heroes. And then comes the part I completely forgot about, which is the monsters get a payday. So this means every monster gets paid 1 part of their cost. Now I could just pay the witch's food to avoid the evil, which would give me the paladin, but the ghost is only evil. So I might as well just embrace it and go 2 evil. And that means I am getting the paladin. And I am the most evil, so I'm also getting the Bard, which is difficult. So the Bard is there. And the Bard is going to be adding 2. Now the Paladin can't gain from the Bard's ability, so that just means the Thief is going to be getting some extra Bard tokens from the Bard to be inspired. So this is going to be difficult. So let me just set up for the, now that we are done the full year, that was the last round. These last heroes go to their respective dungeons, which don't actually count. I'll remove that token from there. I'll take away these because these are done for now. And then I'm going to flip this board. Whoops. So this is now the combat tracker. And we have the combat rounds. So there's the, oh, I only put 3 out. There should be another one. So there's another combat card there. I haven't looked at any of those, so we are going into the first round of combat. Right there. And this is who I'm facing. A Paladin, a Thief, a Priest, and a Bard. Give me a second. So the Thief is getting 2 tokens from the Bard. Those act like temporary hit points. So it's just a little harder to take out that Thief because of all the ego boosting being given by the Bard singing songs about the Thief. So this token here represents where the adventurers are first going into the dungeon. So they always take the stairs down. They have to start here. And then from there, then they can go one off. So they go to one of those spaces, and then they can go to that space or that space. It's always the least number of spaces before. So, and I do have 1 imp in the training room. The other imps were busy digging and such, so they couldn't have done any more traps in this room. The imps have to be unused through the round in order to be able to go down to the production room. So let me think how I'm going to set up for round 1 of combat. So just quickly reviewing the rules for the Bard. The Bard does not give all the courage. These are called courage tokens. They don't go on to the first hero. They start the first one and start going back depending on how many are available. So the Bard is giving out 2 courage tokens here, shown at the bottom of the tile. And so the first one goes onto that Thief and then onto the Priest. Paladins have exclusive contracts and cannot be sung about. So the Bard cannot add to the Paladin. This is just going to reduce physical damage, but as we get to the conquering phase, they're exhausted and they're too tired to care. So that will leave them at that point. So let's go on to the thing. So I'm starting off with a poisoned meal, and I actually have to put a food token onto the poisoned meal here. It's not going to be very effective because I did get the Thief, and then the Paladin is going to be reducing 4 of the 5 damage that would be done, because whatever, so the Paladin's eating it and it would take 5 damage because that's the Paladin's strength, but being reduced by 2 means it's being reduced by 4, so it's only 1 damage, but mixed with the Witch it's going to kill the Paladin, so that's going to give me a start here. Now Bards start to get less effective as the heroes are imprisoned, but you can't mourn the Paladin because they have exclusive contracts, so they will not suffer. But anyways, that's the plan. It's not a grand start, but that Thief is actually a bit more problematic than I had thought, especially as I said, I'm going for a trap-based dungeon here. Anyway, so kicks off. Before anything happens, my trap does go off, so that is discarded. The food goes back into the food pile, and the Paladin is taking 1 point of damage. Let me just get the damage cubes. Paladin. Now that could be important because I'm not sure that now the quick spell goes off, and the Paladin can cast up to the 2nd round. So this shows 2 magic. So Paladin can cast in the 1st and the 2nd round. There's no more wizards or anything, so we can't go into. They won't cast in the 3rd and the 4th rounds if we get that far. Hopefully we don't. But so Paladin definitely can't cast here. So if it shows a spell with a lightning bolt, then it's a fast spell and it's going to go off now. If it shows a sort of roots, then it's a slow spell and it'll go on after the Witch. So let's see. So it's that he'll be dead before this goes off. But what's also important to note at the bottom is it's only one fatigue. That the blood drop there shows fatigue. Gain 1 evil for each adventure you eliminate or have eliminated this round. 2 evil for paladins, bards, and priests. But this isn't even going to go off because there's no other wizards to cast any spells. So that just is going to be ineffective. So that's done. We go into the witch. She attacks for 4, and she is done for this battle. She cannot be activated again. But I did get the paladin, and he comes down here into my dungeon. He's imprisoned. So, not so bad, you might think. Paladin wasn't that tough, except I haven't even started in on the adventures yet. So now that the combat is finished, we're going to go into the slow spells phase, which is when that spell would go off, but there is no more spellcasters, so there's not going to be anybody to cast that spell, so don't need to worry about that. Go into the healing phase, and you can't heal somebody who has been eliminated, and the healing phase will only happen if there was combat. So yes, they're not going to heal anything. So we go on now to the fatigue phase. They take fatigue as they start to go adventuring, and remember we saw here it's only going to be 1 fatigue. So the fatigue is going to go on to the thief here. So the thief takes 1 damage, and the thief can take 3 before it's eliminated. But unfortunately what this means now is they have brought sunlight and flowers and grass on goodness into that first dungeon tile and made it all disgusting. So there's nothing you can do about that, unfortunately, once that's done. So you really have to work hard to stop them from destroying your dungeon. This is the tricky part. Okay, and then because they destroyed a dungeon tile, my evil does drop down 1 space. So down to there. Which may be good because come the second year, maybe I don't want that paladin, that second paladin. The second paladin's even nastier than the first one. All right, so now let's see what we have going on for the second round. So just as with the other things in the game, you see the iconography here showing that you're putting your traps and your monsters down, and then you resolve in the combat round. So let's... Yeah, so that thief is really being a pain because my pendulum is going to be really ineffective. It's only going to give the priest 1 damage, which is just going to be the courage token. So that bar is also a pain. And then the ghost can only attack the person who's not first in line. So attack the priest. That could almost but not quite kill the priest, but that's not good enough. We need the priest dead. Unfortunately, I don't really have a good answer for this one right now. I am going to go down here, and maybe next round I can use that imp. If I feel that it's still too strong, I'll probably go in another direction before actually, no, I have to go there first, because it always has to be. But I'm going to go here. This is just kind of a throwaway one. I need to hopefully get 2 fatigue onto the thief, so the thief will die, because then that will take away the courage token. Well, actually, no, I'll still get 1 courage token for the priest. But anyway, let's just see what we can do. I'm not throwing anything in there. No pendulum and no ghost, no nothing. The big reveal then. Okay, all attack values of monsters, not ghosts, are reduced by 1. But again, that would be a quick spell, meaning spell. So there's no spells. There's only going to be 1 fatigue too, which isn't really helpful. So that's because I need that thief dead. So nothing happened. So no quick spell, no monster, no slow spell, no heal, no combat, so no healing. Fatigue is 1 more damage on the thief, and that tile is flipped. I'm not doing very well at all. I'm not doing anything to these guys, and I really can't do much to them. So they're going to go in for the next round. So the next round now, again, I'm just doing the same thing because with that thief around, my traps are useless. So this one, so level up. Okay, but again, there's no wizards, but now we see it's going to be 2 fatigue. That's what I needed the last round. Okay, so coming down to this spot then. So we jump through all the phases because there's no quick spell, there's no monster, there's no slow spell, No combat happens, so no healing. Go into the fatigue. So now here, 1 fatigue will end the thief. So that thief is now with me. And then 1 fatigue goes onto the priest. This does carry over. So 1 fatigue onto the priest. Now we have a dungeon cat meowing at me. But now with the thief gone, there is some mourning, so there's only going to be 1 courage token, but it's still enough to be problematic with that wizard. But I think now we can take care of this. Let me think about this one. All right, so I'm taking a bit of a gamble here. I'm going to play the pendulum. I'm going to play the ghost. And I'm putting it onto the room with the armored imp. That's going to give me 1 more fatigue. And I'm thinking I can take these ones out without losing that room. Because in this step here, the fatigue step happens first and then that. So actually I've lost 3, so I've lost 2 more, so I'm down 1 and 2. So I'm down to there. So let's see what happens. So the pendulum, watch out for the tripwire just over. Hey, where'd you3 Second adventure takes 3 damage. So that's the first adventure, second adventure, so it takes 3 damage. So the bard takes a serious slice. And then the ghost comes in, attacks for 2, cannot attack the first player, so attacks and finishes off that pesky bard. And then it's all the priest all alone. So the ghost is done. The pendulum's done. There's no more quick spells. Oh, this is the last round too. So in the last round, okay, so we're getting 1. If it was a 0 in the first year, you can get 0 fatigue things, which would have been devastating because then I would have lost that room. So the now that we healing, but nobody was hurt this round from combat. That is still alive. The priest's damage was from the fatigue before, so that can't be healed. So that symbol there indicates it has to be from combat. So then now we look at the fatigue step. The fatigue step is 1, and the armored imp is adding 1 more fatigue for a total of 2, which ends the priest's 3. Because remember, during the fatigue step, the priest is exhausted and all the bard's songs are meaningless. So that priest is gone, and I did not lose my room. So that's it. That is first year of Dungeon Lords done. I have still with me the ghost and the witch stay with me. Plus I have 2 food left. I have no gold. I have 5 imps. No more traps. But yeah, I only lost 3 rooms. I think I might do worse with the with that paladin and that thief being such a pain. But that was it. So let me get you into the second year where things get a little more spicy. The board is now set up for the second year. I put in the new paladin. So you see the new paladin takes 8 points of damage to kill, 3 traps, 3 magic, 3 healing. Yeah, bad news. So I would like to really try and want to avoid that one. But having said that, the monsters are going to get much more powerful. The rooms are more for scoring now than the first year, what you call production rooms. But all the other cards and everything stayed the same. Whatever was used before is inaccessible, just like these 2 were the last 2 I used. And so all it remains now is we're going to go through the things here. So we're going to put down 2 new rooms, and now the rooms we're using now are the rooms with the yellow backs. So this one, any goblins and trolls get +1 to damage in this room. Now, I don't have any goblins or trolls now, but that could be something to be consideration. And this one, no magic room, so that could be, again, helpful. Let's see, what else? The next then, so we go on to the monsters. So monsters are now the yellow-backed monsters. So we have a slime. We have a Cthulhu beastie. He prevents any quick magics. There's 3 and 1 to everybody else. through the front one. And then so we have another Cthulhu guy. All right. And then next we reveal the first thing here, which is paying for the tunnels again. And then we put down some heroes. Now these are the yellow heroes. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so this one's going right to the front. And this one goes there. Okay, so you can see these heroes are getting more challenging. And that was the last thing. So now what is left to do is to move this across. And we're going to go on to the orders phase. So the first order are the blue, who reveals all 3 of what they plan to do. So mining, imps, and monster. Now the imps is interesting because I was hoping to get more imps, but then again, they could all go for imps too. So if I go too late, I'm going to lose my chance to get more imps. So I'm going to have to think about my first card here. Well, with that order, that event coming up, where I'm going to have to be paying gold, and I'm going to have to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gold. That means I'm going to have to. I have 0 gold. I can't do it all in one turn, so I have to put my gold card first. It seems I've understood the very clear iconography on here. I don't know how often I've misplayed this, but it shows here there's tunnels and then the gold. For every 2 tunnels or rooms, you're paying 1 gold. So that means then for my current dungeon, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll be paying 4. Now, previously, I'm going to go back and double check how many tunnels and rooms I had at the time I paid. And I'll take back the gold that I shouldn't have paid. So in looking at it, what I'd had previously is I'd had just this strip down here. So I had 2, 4. And so I paid 4, so I should have only paid 2. So I will just take 2 coins back, and that's going to make things a little bit more comfortable for me. And with that card locked in here, so at least now I know I can do gold this turn, gold next turn, if I have to, and I will be able to get what I need. Hopefully, though, either red or yellow will be so accommodating as to put a gold in the first slot as to give me the extra. So red is going to do food, monster, and then gold last. Okay, so that doesn't help me much. So let me think about what I'm going to do for my second card. Okay, so I've decided to go with reputation in the last one. It's going to put me down just 1. Like right now, nobody else is going to be taking reputation because the red and yellow have already done it. Well, yellow's the only one left to go, and their card's unavailable. So it will mean that I'm going to go only down 1 space. I'm not too worried about how nice I'm perceived, but being able to see that first card is going to be quite helpful. So that's a good one to know. It's going to help me with a lot of my planning. So that's good. And I'm leaving this one open. Hopefully the yellow, if they put imps down, is not one of the first 2, because then that means I can have the second slot of imps. Because otherwise, if I go with the third slot for the imps, then I'm paying one of my precious gold, and that's going to be a little bit tricky because I don't want to be short for the taxes next round. So let's see what we have. So the first one is imps. So that does mean I'll be third for the imps. That's problematic. And then traps, and then mining. Okay, so let me think about this one. So in the end, I decided to go with a monster card in the middle section here. This is any of the choices were good, really, because with the yellow player putting a trap card in their middle section, it meant I could have gone there and I could have got the trap for free. Putting food there, I would have paid 1 evil for 3 food. I'm getting a little low on food. Putting the imp there meant I could have just gone back for more gold next turn, and I could have got 2 more imps. But in the end, I decided to go with the monster because I want to go for that slime, and that slime is going to, because there's a demon that is available too, and I mean, it's not guaranteed it's coming out in the last round because I won't be able to, because it's in the middle here, I won't be able to use it next round. So for the final, so in the fall phase here, I'll be able to look at what monsters are there. The dragon is very good, the golem is good, the demon is good, but the demon eats a monster. I often like to feed it a slime pudding because it's a very cheap, easy monster, but the slime has its uses too. So I thought I would go for the slime. That's my rationale there. So the blue player is going mining, the red player is going to food, the yellow player is going to imps, and I am going to gold. And the blue player is going to imps, and the red player is going to the monsters, and the yellow player is going to the traps, and I am going to the monsters, and the blue player is going to the monsters, and the red player is going mining for gold, and the yellow player is mining tunnels. And then I am having a chat with the villagers. Okay, so this red player, inconsequential. So now my reputation goes to the nicer side by 1. I'm still not below the yellow player, so right now I will be getting that priest, and I think I can deal with that. So that's me coming back. Now what I also get is I get to look at this top card, and so the first one is an illusion. Let me just get this in better focus here. An imaginary adventure appears. It has 1 hit point and goes first. Denote it with an imp from the bank. When eliminated, it disappears. But there's 3 fatigue there. And okay, so I just need to make sure that yeah. Okay, so there's going to be an illusionary thing. Now this is remember, this only happens if there's magic, but it is a quick spell, so that's something to keep in mind. So make sure I don't go throwing my witch or something powerful at it, because otherwise they're going to be wasted on a 1 hit point illusion. Very good information. Glad to know that. And you know, because it's just me playing solo, I'm going to put that one up, but there are 3 more cards there. Going to blue and yellow, they are inconsequential. I'll put their pieces back. And then over here, red is inconsequential, but I'm going to mine for 2 gold. So 2 of my imps go out into the tunnels. I actually only have 2 tunnels left now that I look at it. So yeah, if I'd gone mining with 3, come to think, I would have only got 2, because I only have 2 tunnels where I can actually mine gold. I had not even realized that. All right, so now I'm up to the 4 gold I'm going to need to pay for my taxes, so I'm safe. And then yellow and blue, inconsequential. And then over to here, blue goes first, and blue will take this one. And then I go, and I take the slime, and I pay 1 food for that. Getting a little bit ahead of myself again, because in going across here on the track, it shows that I am allowed to put imps into rooms if I want, but because I have 2 imps digging in the tunnels and I only have 2 imps there, I'm unable to make a trap again, which is what I was hoping to do. I forgot about the fact they're going to be there. I could bring that imp back if I want to, but I don't. If anything, I could put 1 more imp into there. I am going to hold off on that because I could put 2 imps in, which would be 3 fatigue. So I think that's good. I'm just going to hold off for now and try and get some more imps so I can have some more traps through that thing there. Okay, so let's move forward. So all the imps return home. So my 2 imps will come back. And then we go to the next phase. So I'm going to put down the new rooms first. So here's the 2 new rooms. So the first room is the labyrinth. So in the labyrinth, you can put 2 traps. and a monster during the combat phase, and it costs you a gold to do so. So normally when adventurers go into a room, you need to spend a gold in order to get them to stand in just the right spot. But in this case, with the labyrinth, you don't. You can put 2 traps without the gold, and you can still put a monster in the room as well. So this is quite a useful one, particularly as I seem to be going quite trap centric. And then the next one is a special trophy room. I'm able to get a good focus here. Hold on. So trophy room, you're getting 1 bonus point for every goblin, troll, witch, or slime that you have. So right now I'll be getting 2 bonus points for my witch and slime that I have on staff. So that's also a decent consideration for me. So that one can go up there. Okay, so what's next? So after the rooms, it is the monsters. So the first monster is the demon. Second monster is the golem. All those great monsters I was just talking about. And the third monster is a witch. I'm hoping I get a really good monster in the last round, because I can't get one this round because of the my cards that are unavailable. This round I have the monsters and the reputation unavailable to me. So yeah, 2 great monsters I really wanted. And well, I don't even have the trap card right now for the golem because I need to get my 4 imps making me another one. But all right, that's it. Let's get the blue player all set up. Next, we're looking at the event. So the next event coming up will be the monster payday, which means that will be the event at the end here, the card event. And then we have the adventurers. So first adventurer is a wizard, a thief, and the priest. Okay, so that priest is the most powerful. We'll go forward, and then the thief is the weakest. We'll go at the end. So it looks like I'm facing down a wizard right now, unless I get more evil, which will bring out the paladin and that heavy-duty priest. I don't know which one I like less. Wizards are so problematic. Okay, let's see what I can do about this. So blue player is going for gold, is going for traps, is going for a room. So my thought process right now is that those rooms are really good, because it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting thieves for the first 2. No, very little chance of that. So traps are going to be extra good. So I also looking at traps now. With the yellow player is not going to be able to get traps. The blue player is going traps first. If I can get into that second spot, then I can get the free trap. So I like that. So I just need to see where the red player is going. So I'm going to hold off on that one. The rooms are also nice, but again, the either of these 2 players can go there and take one. I'm especially again looking at that labyrinth just because of all those traps I can put in there. I want more imps so I can build more traps, and then food because I'm down to 1 food. And if a dragon comes out in the last round and I don't have 2 food to pay it, then I'm out of luck. Plus, which actually I really need food now that I think about it, because the taxes are coming, and the witch is going to want food or evil. So I can go up 2 evil, but the slime is going to want a food. That's all it wants. So it's going to take my last food. But I can't afford this turn to pay the gold for the food. If the yellow player goes food, I can go food, but this player's not going food. This one has not gone food. So I'd rather pay the evil for food. So that's where I'm at. Ay caramba. Okay, so what's the safe play here? Let me think about it. Actually eliminated the room from my choices. As much as I love that labyrinth room with the 2 traps, it's just, I can't do it because it's costs a gold. And I need those stupid taxes this turn are going to hurt me if I don't have enough. So I went with food in the last place here, hoping that yellow player puts food somewhere else in there and then I'm paying evil for it. If I have to pay a gold, I just probably will do nothing. I probably won't take it because I can't afford to. So let's see what the red player does. Red player is going room, reputation, and imps. Well, that hurts because I want to do imps in the second place, and yellow player is not going to go, and now I can't put it into the third place. So that means my imps are going to cost me the food that I have already. That's not good. So I'm putting the trap in the second place. This is going to give me the free trap because blue player's already got it there. Red player didn't go for traps, and yellow player has traps inaccessible. So I'm guaranteed the free trap, which I was looking for. And just need to see what yellow player is doing now. So yellow player is doing monster, gold, and room. I'm left without a choice here. I wanted to go for the imps, but then maybe paying the food, and it's gonna be I can't be without gold. So I'm actually going to get some more gold. So the gold I'm paying for my food, because that happens first, I will then replace afterwards before the tax has hit. So this is going to give me a couple more gold again. It'll just help even me out, keep things on the up and up. All right. So let's get the pieces onto the board. So blue goes gold, and red goes room, yellow goes monster, and I go gold. Then blue goes trap, red goes reputation, and yellow goes gold. And then I go trap. Then blue goes for the room, red goes for imps, and yellow goes for the room. And then I go for food. Wow, my plans really went out the window there. Going to see how I can recover from this. So going back to here, I'm the first one here. I pay my 1 gold and I get 2 food. And then red is inconsequential, blue is inconsequential. Again, I only have 2 tunnels to put the imps into, so I'm going to put them in there, and I'm going to get 2 gold. And then green, that's green is me, yellow, inconsequential, red inconsequential, blue, nothing. Then I'm going to draw a trap card, and it says Cursed Ring. Pay 1 gold. Each adventurer takes 1 damage. Skip the conquering step and fatigue this round. So that's a good one. And what do we got next? That was the trap. Yellow's inconsequential, and then these 3 can just go back to their spaces. Okay, so that's all the orders done there. So this moves across. So imps can go to rooms, production rooms and such. Again, I'm lacking enough imps to go down to the trap room. So I can send one up into the room here, the training room, but I'm not going to do that just yet. And you know what? I'm going to send 1 up there. I'm confident I'm going to get at least 2 more imps next turn, and then everything resets. So I'll reset all that, but before I do all the resets, I'll just jump over here. So I'm going to pay my taxes. So pay 1, 2, 3, 4 on my taxes. And I actually also paid the 1 gold that I owed from the food that I forgot to do earlier. And what else? Then heroes. So I'm getting this one because I'm the second most evil on the evil track here because this one's halfway in between. So I'm getting this priest. Take 5 to kill, and he's going to heal 3. Sorry, imprison. You don't kill here. And so these 3 are going to go away. And I have the traps and food unavailable. Blue has gold, traps, and rooms. Red has rooms, reputation, and imps. And yellow has monsters, gold, and rooms unavailable. So let's see what the blue player is going to start off with. This. Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself again here. Let's follow the iconography, please. So all imps return home, which we've done. We need to put out new rooms and new monsters. So I need to clear out the old rooms and monsters here. And we're going to put down new ones. So the first room is +1 for any witches and vampires. So they're going to do +1 damage. So I do have a witch. That would be nice. That could kill that priest in one shot. So that's pretty good. And the second one is some sort of graveyard. I can't forget all the names. They all have their own funny names. But for every ghost or vampire you have, you're getting 2 points. So that's that one. And then we go on to the monsters. So first monster is the golem. So he does 4 damage every turn, and so he can fight in every round. So that's kind of nice. The vampire, so can fight more than 1 round, but only does 2, but or can attack 3, but can't attack priests. And I have to be careful with that evil, because otherwise I'm guaranteed that paladin. I'm not sure if I want. And there's that demon I was talking about. So the demon does 7 damage to somebody in the board, and disallows any exploring or fatigue that round. So, but again, I know with that illusion and everything, I really don't want that demon in the first round, especially with the 3 fatigue. But he's going to eat somebody and eat a monster and get 1 evil. And eating the monster is not a terrible thing either, because you know, that monster payday is coming up. But then he's going to want a second monster, or maybe I can pay him an evil. Okay, so that's the demon. Okay. Then we're revealing the last one. So the last one is going to be the event here. So let's see what that event card is. Card is Danse Macabre. Each player gains 1 evil for each monster or ghost he or she has. Well, it looks like I am probably going to be getting, not probably, I am going to be getting that paladin. I might as well just embrace it. That paladin is mine. So hopefully those paladins are going to, gain me some extra bonus points, because I'm going to get slammed. And here's the heroes. So we have a strong fighter. We have a strong bard, who is stronger than the fighter. We have a strong fighter again. And then we have a weak bard. Okay, so I'm getting, well, I don't know, I might be getting that bard. I'm probably getting that bard. That's not good. I don't like those bards. The bard, I can maybe kill the bard. Well, the bard's only 6. I can maybe kill it with the demon if I get the demon. All right. Time to put some thoughts into this, but before we can go with what we know, which is the blue player. So the blue player is going for a monster. The blue player is going for reputation, and the blue player is going for food. Okay, let me think about my first card. Okay, I had a bit of a think about this one, and I'm putting the monster card here because I really want that demon. And this player's gone here. So the only other player who might go is red, and I just don't want red to go before me. I don't want to be before red, because if I'm before red, then I'm going to be not getting the demon. I'll be left with one of the other 2, and it's the demon that I need. So even if I have to pay a food, that's fine. I can afford the food. And what's going to happen then is actually I'm going to feed the demon the witch. And I'll explain why. Well, I'll explain now, because I am going to get the paladin. There's no way around it. And the paladin takes 8 points to kill. Well, and there's also the illusion coming up, which is going to be a 1 point hit point thing at the very front, in front of the paladin even, or wherever. I mean, it's going to be a difficult to deal with, and the paladin is going to bring out that illusion, so I can't get around that. So if I use the slime to deal 1 to everybody, and then the demon to do 7 to somebody, then I can kill the paladin in 1 shot. Now that is going to mean, so now I'm thinking it's not going to mean any of those fatigue steps, and there's 3 fatigue there. Ugh. Think. Well, I'm still not sure which way I'm going, but I'm going to commit myself to the card there. On to the next one. We're going with red monster and mining tunnels and traps. Oh, I can't go traps. It's interesting. I can go for a free trap, but I can't because my traps are unavailable. All right, what am I doing next? For my next, I'm going to put the imps into the middle in the hopes that maybe, you know, if I have to pay the food, I also have to think of the monster cost coming, so maybe I do have to feed the slime because it's going to cost me a food. But we'll see. If the yellow player doesn't put imps down, then I'm only buying 1 imp, and then I can afford to keep the slime. Let's see where this goes. All right, so we have mining tunnels and food and reputation, so no imps at all. Okay, so I think for the next one, I'm going to go with the reputation. Not because I want to be perceived as nicer, but this will put me in the first place, and will mean that I'm going to get another peek at another card, which is really good information. I was really happy to know that 3 fatigue is coming up, so because otherwise I would have, I think, really misplanned for that first combat round. I think I would have been in a bad spot, worse than I am now. But I think I want more information. Okay, so let's put out the things now. So blue player, you're going to the monsters. Also, yeah, considering too, with my monsters here and the other players going, I am also going to be paying 1 food for the monsters. So it's getting spicy. So blue on the monsters, red on the monsters, and then yellow on the tunnels, and green on reputation, and then blue on reputation, red on tunnels, yellow on food, green on imps, blue on food, red on traps, yellow on reputation, green on monsters. Okay, so that all worked out. Blue and yellow are inconsequential. Blue and yellow are inconsequential. I'm going to get 1 point nicer, but who cares really? This is all I want. I want to peek at the next card here. So this one's going to be 2 backfire. If you use to trap this round, one of the neighboring unconquered tiles, if there is one, becomes conquered immediately. Okay, good, because you know I do like my traps, so I am not going to be using a trap in the second round. But, well, considering, I mean, I'm hoping to kill that paladin in the first round. So that was me. Red and yellow go back. I pay 1 food for 1 imp. Okay, so now I have 4 imps again. Red and blue and red. And then I'm having to pay a food for a monster. So I'm taking the demon for sure, which is gaining me 1 evil, and I have to feed that demon a monster. And remember, ghosts are not monsters. The ghosts go through the demon. Ghost joke. Let me think about this. In an unprecedented move for me, I'm feeding the witch to the demon. Like I said, usually I feed the demon a nice slime pudding, but in this case the slime lives, and the witch has been fed to the demon. So that concludes this round. So that was the order phase, and now the imps can go to production rooms, and then la 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 la. Down we go, and we're getting another trap. This trap is a and now, so this card is going to be Kamikaze Imp. Pay 1 imp. The first adventurer takes 3 damage. All others take 1 damage. Okay, I'll reset all the cards and things later. I'm just going to jump straight to the Monster Payday, and then the adventures coming down. So Monster Payday for me. So the ghost and well, there's 2 things. You just have to pay once. The demon is going to want. He's going to take 1 evil. The ghost takes 1 evil, and then the slime only wants food, so I'll have to give him the last food that I've got there. And that's it for the Monster Payday. So move over. Oh, now we're taking the next adventure. So I am second most evil, so I am getting a wizard. And that is a little problematic, actually. I wasn't wanting a wizard. Moving over, all the imps are returning home, so all my imps come back from the thing there, and I could put I could remove one from the training room, but I like them there. I like them for that opportunity to cause more fatigue to the adventurers. And moving over then, we are putting down the rooms. So the last 2 rooms will be every golem, dragon, or demon is worth 2 points. And every award you get is worth more points. So the awards are, let me grab them here. So you have these things here. So the titles, the Lord of Dark Deeds, highest on the evil meter, the Lord of Halls. So there are special rules for these in terms of if you're playing solo. So there's things here about for scoring as well. I'm doing this assuming you have an understanding of how those work, and I will explain come to the end of the game. I'm trying to think too much about that right now. Those will be more incidental for me. Wherever I'm at is where I'm at. If I scored high enough for the things, I'm not really sort of planning right now to get to a certain point of things. Like I don't think I'm going to be getting Lord of Tunnels. I don't have a lot of tunnels. Imps, I love more imps, but I don't think I can get more imps. I don't know how many I would need to score. I'm not going to try and change my game plan now. I'm just trying to survive, really. Anyway, so we the 2 rooms came down, and then 3 more monsters, which is inconsequential for me because I can't get them. And so we get I call them beholders, but I can't remember what they call them in the game here. The dragon is wonderful. What I love about the dragon, it does 2 points of damage to everybody, and then they can't heal it, which is great. This, you can pick 1 player to come to the front of the line and then do 3 damage to them. Alright, so I'm not going to be getting any more monsters, but what will I do? I don't know. Even I don't know. So traps, money, and mining. So with the traps in the first place there, red can't do traps because that last one there is their traps. So they might. If I can sneak in there and get a free trap, I think I'll do that. I'm going to go food in the last space. I want to, if I'm going to be evil, I might as well. And I really don't want to pay gold for food. I want to keep my gold for the my cursed ring trap. So yeah, so hopefully red is going to put a food down. Reputation thing. Come on, food. Nope. Okay, so either I just waste that turn and I don't take food, or well, think we'll give that one a think. But here is the final piece of the puzzle. Yellow is doing room, trap, imps. So yeah, so that means then that I know well, I guess I'm going to go for gold after all, and because I'm gonna have to pay for some food. So let's see what yellow's putting down. Rooms, trap, and imps. So that means then, yes, I'm going here, and I will get my free trap from there. So putting the pieces on the board, blue is going trap, red is going reputation, yellow is going room, green is going trap, blue is going gold, red is going room, yellow is going trap, and green is going gold. Blue is going tunnels, red is going imps, yellow is going imps, green is going food. So that is the layout for the minions. So I am paying my last gold for 2 food. Red, blue, blue. So I'm putting 2 imps out for 2 gold. And gold is sometimes handy for the getting the adventurers into a room. You have to place a gold to get them to stay in the right spot. So that's my gold. These 2 are done. Blue and yellow, I'll take them out. I'm getting the free trap. And I get poison dart. Oh, I was hoping for the anti-magic dart. That would have been better. Okay, I'm gonna focus here. Deal 1 damage to an adventurer of your choice at the end of the round after conquering. Also takes 2 damage that cannot be prevented. So the 1 damage can be prevented by like paladins, things like that, but the extra 2 damage, not so much. Okay, not a great one. And then these 2 are done. Okay, so that's everybody. So that was the orders phase. Now the imps can go to the production rooms. I'm going to put my last 2 imps here because I can't make a trap. And in the second year, I'm allowed to put 2 imps into a room. So I'm going to put the 2 imps into the training room. So I have 4 imps in there. I'll have to double check. Oh no, because these ones are going to come back beforehand. And before we go into the combat round, so that I will have my kamikaze imp ready. And what do we have then? So production, reset the cards, not that that matters. And then this event, which was the Danse Macabre, I have 3 monsters, well, 2 monsters and a ghost. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, and I'm getting the paladin coming to visit me again. And I am the most evil. So now that we go on to here, I'm getting this pesky bard again standing in the back. And I'll get rid of these. So the bard has 3. So she'll have 1, 2, and I'll get 1 more for her. We are now on to the combat phase. I know the first 2, so I put them face up because it's a solo play game. I don't need to hide those from anybody. We know that the first one is an illusion, and so to represent that, I'm supposed to put a imp here at the front to show that's an illusionary thing, and so that's going to take the damage first. but there's also 3 fatigue to be dealt if I choose to do that. But let me do my planning phase. I have decided the adventurers are going to be led into the room here with the training imps. Not that they're going to be facing them. I did go with my plan here of the demon with the slime. So I am going to the quick spell phase, so the illusion goes off. I'm not doing any traps because the paladin's a pain in the butt. I'm doing 1 point of damage to everybody. So that's going to kill that one. It's going to get rid of the illusion, which was kind of the point. Imps. And then 1 point to everybody. Then the demon does 7 points, which then eliminates the paladin. And the 1 point done by the thing is going to be healed by the priest, so I'm not even going to bother with that. And then there is no conquering or fatigue phase this round, so that's unfortunate because it was 3, but is what it is. So we're going to leave it at that. This is not going well, but I'm going to soldier on here. I am going to send the adventurers to the training room now, because again it's so 1 2 1 2, so it has to go to something that's 3 spaces away, so the training room is 3 spaces away. I'm sending them there. I'm going to put out the kamikaze imp, and why not the ghost, because I'm going to hold on, wait, no, I'm not going to be, no, not the ghost, because I'm not going to be killing the priest just yet. So once the priest is dealt with, then the ghost will come out. So they go in there and they trigger the trap. So pay 1 imp. So I'll take one of my imps and I'll pay it. And the first adventure takes 3 damage tokens. So that's 1 for the courage token. And then 2, 3. Then every other player takes 1, so they just lose their courage tokens. That's that. So we go into healing. Well, the spell. So the spell triggers, but it's any neighboring tile that's not unconquered. There isn't anything neighboring that's unconquered, so we're good. We are good. No monsters, no slow spells, no healing because it wasn't combat. That was a trap. And then the fatigue and conquering. Oh, so actually, yeah. So no, I haven't had anything conquered yet. So that's 2 fatigue, as seen there. 2 fatigue for the priest, and plus 4 makes 6 fatigue in total. So these guys come back here, and that's conquered. So 6 fatigue. So it took 3 more, and to take him out, and so it's going to be 3 damage onto the wizard. So the kamikaze imp did his job, and the priest is gone. Now in this round, I'm sending the adventurers down to this tile here. The wizard needs 2 more points to finish him off, and the bard needs 6. It's still not going to be easy to do. I think and now the ghost as well. The ghost cannot attack the wizard, even though the ghost could finish off the wizard, but that would be cannot attack the first person in line, so it can only attack the bard. So now the bard is less effective now, so I'm going to be putting only 2 tokens out, but it's still, because the priest is gone, so there's 1 less thing, but it still covers each of them once. So we're going to, well, we gotta go full out, don't we? Putting out the thing. So now I have a choice between the cursed ring and the poison dart. Pardon my dirty fingers, gardening and school stuff. I'm going to put the poison dart out, I think. Yeah, after conquering. I don't think the wizard's going to survive that, so I just want to get rid of them. The problem with the cursed ring is that it's doing 1 damage to everybody, and then there's no damage or fatigue. I just kind of want to get rid of them. The cursed ring is not a good one at this point. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to go poison dart and the ghost, and hopefully between them and the fatigue, I can do some real damage and finish them off in the next round. Okay, so let's see what this card is. Create food. The first adventure gains an extra hit point. Ugh. That's terrible. That is terrible. So, extra food token goes on there. So that's going to mean I need 3 points to kill the wizard now. There is going to be 2 fatigue in this round. So I'm not going to finish off the wizard even. This is not good. So the poison dart goes off first. Deal 1 damage to the adventure of your choice. So yeah, even with the thing with the bard there was no way I could have finished off the wizard now. Anyway, so the bard, the 1 damage goes off her fatigue there, and then the ghost attacks the bard for 2 damage, and then the ghost goes away. So I'm out of monsters, and then there's the quick spell has already gone off. The slow spell, no, there's no healing anymore, so we go into the fatigue step. So at this point, this is drawn away, and the wizard will die from the fatigue. No, sorry. The wizard loses 1 there and takes 1 wound from the fatigue, so the wizard's not even dead yet. So there's no way I am going to even kill the wizard. So as it turns out, I am not going to be gaining anything for the wizard. Anything. It's a either I lose 2 points for the tile or I gain 2 points for the wizard. I can't. It's going to be a wash either way. So I'd rather get the wizard because at this point it's not going to, like, 1 more tile isn't going to make a big difference to me, and I'd rather just get some payback here. So that poison dart is gone, and now I'm going on to the next phase. So the wizard only had 3 casting power, so this is the level 4 spell, so this isn't going off, but it is giving 3 fatigue. This one is you are getting the 3 fatigue, which is the important part. Not that it's going to make that much of a difference. I mean, it will finish off the wizard. These 2 are getting their courage back again, but I'm not doing anything. I have no more. I'm not doing that last trap. That trap's no good. If I had something better, like a pendulum or something, the pendulum would have been great. Pendulum 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the pendulum would have finished them both off. Oh well, is what it is, right? So go through the motions. Nothing happens up until the point where they're conquering. So they conquer the tile, doing 3 damage. They lose the courage before they start the conquering. So 1 takes out the wizard, and then 2, 3 onto the bard. So the bard is severely wounded, but you know what? We left the bard alive so she could go back and tell the tale and warn the others not to come because this is so dangerous. So that is it. All I've been left with is the 1 tile down here. And so that's not a great showing, but let's see how I do in final points. The scoring for Dungeon Lord Solo is much the same as the other. They give some things for the deeds, the dark deeds and things. So actually, I did lose a couple more things there, so I'm down. So you have to be in the top 3 to get the Lord of Evil deeds. I'm not getting any of the deeds. I don't have. You need 5 tunnels, 5 rooms, 9 imps. So any of those things I'm not getting for Imp Lord. I'm not going to get any of those titles. The titles are quite difficult to get in the solo thing. Is what it is. I mean, you can plan for it, strive for it, but I wasn't able to do it. So let's just sort of look at. I'm going to run through the rule book for the things here. So I'm getting these ones. So 2 points for each unconquered room. So I have 1 unconquered room. So that gives me 2 points. 1 point for each monster in my monster layer. And I have the 3. I have the slime, the ghost, and the demon. So that puts me up to 5 points. I have 2 points for each adventure in my prison. except paladins are worth 5. So here's all the adventurers who are in my prison. So I have 5 regular adventurers, that's 10 points, and another 10 points for the 2 paladins, so that's 20 points. So that puts me up to 25. And then 2 points for each unconquered room. I lose 2 points for each conquered room, rather. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Ouch. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just down to, so I should be at 13 points. I don't have any unpaid taxes. I don't have any titles. Don't have any point scoring rooms. So that was a pretty poor showing. I think my highest to date with the thing, I got in between 30 and 40 somewhere. They say over 42 is what you're striving for, but I mean that goes right off the edge of the board there. I've never got that high, but this is perhaps one of my worst showings, wouldn't you know it, because here I am showing it on YouTube. But hey, I had fun, and I hope you had fun watching it. If you'd like to see more of this, if you'd like to see me give it another crack and see if I'm really any better than what I claim, then let me know in the comments section down below. Love to hear from the viewers, being able to give you the relevant content that you're looking for. If what you're looking for is more Dungeon Lords, then let me know. Until next time, I'm Craig Thompson Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so